Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. FTSE 100 gains on vaccine news analysis. http ntvforex.com news ID A64774914 2029 27:22 am news that the AstraZeneca vaccine trial has resumed has provided stocks with a lift, yet the Brexit vote should ensure volatility for the pound and FTSE. Meanwhile, a rise in cases globally dents sentiment around domestically focused UK stocks. AstraZeneca resumes vaccine trial, while Oracle push for TikTok purchase. Internal market bill looks set to damage UK-EU relations. Israel enters second lockdown, with UK risks being reflected in FTSE 250 underperformance. Global markets are kicking off the week on an optimistic footing, with M&A activity and vaccine developments helping to lift spirits after recent declines. Weekend news that Oracle looks set to purchase TikTok's American operations does help ease friction between the US and China, yet there will be questions over just how much data remains available to the main entity. On the vaccine front, news that the AstraZeneca vaccine trial is to resume provides a significant boost after fears that complications with one participant could represent a significant hurdle to development. With Trump telling states to expect a vaccine before the election, there is a feeling that we are in the home straight in the push for an effective treatment. Today looks set to be a rocky road for the pound, as the government seeks to push through a bill which will break international law and threaten the prospect of negotiations with just over 3 months left. With many MPs seeking to push back against the vote even taking place later today, there is a risk that the proposal does little beyond hindering trust with the EU as we come into the final stretch of negotiations. Today has seen the UK bring in fresh regulations on the size of gatherings allowed in a bid to slow down the rise of COVID. Despite previous fears of a second wave being centered around the US, we are now seeing a widespread surge in cases globally after easing of restrictions raised social contact in a bid to kickstart business activity. Israel has been dealt the blow of being the first country to enter a second nationwide lockdown, but this is unlikely to be the last. The underperformance seen in the FTSE 250 highlights the potential domestic risk as the government attempts to tackle the recent rise in UK cases. The 66 coronavirus cases within Wetherspoon staff does highlight the fact that the sector is at risk of early restrictions if the government deems it necessary to take further action to limit the spread of the virus. Ahead of the open, we expect the Dow Jones to open 222 points higher, at 27,880. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://mt5.expert.advisors.